These are the locations of the four townships along the 150 kilometers long route that follows the river. The fourth one is our reference site. As I already showed before, according to the official government documentation, the ancient water tanks and several architectural heritage are the only remaining vestiges of the ancient township. Blue solid line is the current flow of river, dashed line is the previous riverbed. But there are much more vestiges existing, which is neither documented nor institutionalized yet. In this presentation, I mentioned three of them that helps to identify the territory of Khalifatabad. One of them is the evidence of historic highway made of brick, which is found on the other side of the river too. In my proposed map, I marked it by red line later. Here are some photographic evidences. Above right is the officially discovered, excavated and preserved road or highway of Kanjahan, but this is only a fraction of the total length. Below left and right is a metal road constructed by LGED over the historic highway. According to local historians and witness, similar square-shaped but slim bricks are found in another place across the river under the district board road in colonial and post-colonial period, but at present not anymore. I surveyed with these local witnesses and recorded the location with GPS device. So this was one thing. Here is another. There is a very interesting story of battle on elephants between the troops of Khanjahan and troops of Mohawk King Cornwallis, a very well-known non-fiction among local people for hundreds of years, as well as described in this book. The winning in this battle marked the start of the reign of Khanjahan and the northern extent of his territory. From then, the name of the place was Piljanga, where Pil means elephant and Janga means battle. At present, there are dispersed settlements, some historic temples, fields and schools. Here is the third one. According to famous historian Satish Chandra Mitra, the Buddhist statue found by Khan Jahan while excavating the crocodile's water tank. He thought it belonged to the Hindu community and returned to them. According to present local historians, Khan Jahan allocated land for Hindu community here, just outside of Khalifatabad. This Shivpur temple in the photograph is at the heart of the community, where the statue stays. Therefore, it perhaps marks the southernmost extent of the historic settlement of Khalifatabad. This statue, interestingly, possesses elements of both Buddhist and Hindus, such as trident and snake as motifs from Hindu religion, but the person in the statue is Buddha. Therefore, only very recently the original statue was given to the National Buddhist Temple in the capital city, and a replica stays here in this village. I just presented three instances out of many others that are combination of story, history, toponym, artifacts, evidence, real geolocations that help to build up a comprehensive picture of the morphological footprint of the historic city of Khalifatabad. Definitely, there are much more historical facts, mounds and ruins, and some other historic water tanks that are neither documented nor institutionalized. I surveyed many of them and recorded their locations and collected evidences, put them in the map and marked green later. As a result, the extent of historic settlement becomes much bigger compared to the yet institutionalized and documented heritage site, which is in the green box here. The three instances described before are marked here with numbers in yellow. So far, these are some elements with precise geolocations. There is possibility to try understanding further the extent of the historic city within the scope of imprecise geography. based on landscape, geological feature and agriculture that builds up local culture for hundreds of years. Since the geography is predominantly a part of delta and close to the sea, therefore the land is subject to tidal transformation. Therefore, if we try to imagine the active places of the ancient township, we must exclude the lowlands that are inundated by water every year, because lowlands are geologically suitable for the type of agriculture that is being practiced here for thousands of years. How to distinguish between the habitable highland and the agricultural fields that goes underwater every year. I took help from Google Earth Engine's satellite images for last 35 years and topography analysis by QGIS. Please note that the UNESCO World Heritage Site is quite smaller in the middle. The next slide shows the map for the same area. The map is prepared by the GIS unit of LGED, Local Government Engineering Department of Bangladesh, which depict in detail all infrastructures and landform. It is one administrative unit out of nearly 500, where nearest city center and the rural areas are included. All the clutters are removed from the map except rivers, canals and current settlements. Please note that the center point of this map, where the historic architectural structures remain, there are no settlement at the moment, although it is highland, because being UNESCO World Heritage Site it has restrictions of construction and rebuilding. Remove the settlement and look only at rivers and canals. Now the rivers have water running all the year round and entitled to tidal flow or current because the sea is not very far. But the canals are more or less one way and regularly fed up by the river, although very less in dry season. Now if we zoom in to the scale of the previous satellite image we saw a few slides ago, we can see that the non-green area of the satellite image coincides with the canal network. Therefore, the green area as seen in the satellite image are highlands with big permanent trees. This fact is also evident in a compilation of satellite images for 35 years, which in fact looks like a video. This is extracted from Google Earth Engine. Please note that while the appearance of highland remains constantly green, on the contrary, the lowland area changes appearance at least 2 times a year. In the rainy season, it becomes wet and green. In dry season, it becomes brown. Here are two pictures to have an idea. On the left, lowland is covered by seasonal crops. On the right, highland with permanent structures and tall trees. Let us examine the age condition between these two types of lands. There are series of interventions to extract spatial data from Google Earth satellite imagery and produce a usable contour maps in QGIS. Extract a KMZ format file from Google Earth Engine and adding DEM elevation data from STRM database in GPS Visualizer. Next step, use GPX file from it into QGIS with the help of contour plugin, and the vector lines are added and properly georeferenced over satellite image. We can see now that the age is quite defined by concentrating contour lines. Low areas are brown and the high areas are greenish. Maximum height difference between them is 10 meters. Bird's eye view is also another option for better perception. It has been created in QGIS with 3D map view using the hillshade elevation data from Google Earth Engine. The main river is clearly visible. Beside the river, dense dark dots are present in urban area. Just beside the urban area, the highland is the site of Khalifatabad World Heritage Site. Lowlands are agricultural land. So annually inundated lowlands are excluded from the possibility of being a site for extended Khalifatabad. There is another layer of filtration. The place name database file available at Diva GIS portal offers nearly 34,000 entries along with coordinates and associated administrative labels for the whole country. The database file is converted into CSV and sorted and filtered for case study area, which brought down the number of entries to 198. In QGIS, they were placed by delimited text import using proper coordinate reference system. Now, only the place names with close vicinity to the heritage site and having relevance with reference to studied literature are considered, and the locations were included to understand the geographic extent of the historic Khalifatabad city. So far, in previous 15 slides, I have presented georeferences of tangible and intangible heritage, geological features and landscape, century-old cultural and agricultural practice, evidence from artifact, non-fiction, photography, lowland witness, local witness, and historians, satellite imagery and topographic analysis, and finally location of relevant place names. Now considering all the factors placed in different layers, juxtaposing each one on top of another, here is a comprehensive understanding of morphological footprint of the historic settlement of Khalifatabad. Of course, this is just one possibility of graphic representation where there are elements that are tangible with precise locations. There are others with imprecise geography. Archaeological excavation and random discovery by general people is still going on. Therefore, I believe in near future there is more scope to enhance and enrich this map. Thank you.